I have another fall release to share with you guys today, which I know it's crazy to talk about fall already and we're just in July. But it is the Tarte High Performance Naturals Energy Noir palette. This is what the box looks like right here. I purchased mine off of the Sephora website. I believe it's like rouge only right now, but I know it's going to be coming soon to like the Tarte website. I'm sure Ulta and other distributors as well as Sephora to everybody real soon. I found it interesting that they called this the Energy Noir clay palette. Like, it doesn't say Amazonian clay palette, it's just called the clay palette now, which something to make note of, I guess. But inside of the box you do get a little card here, which has got energy day or everyday energy and nighttime noir with 2 looks on it. And then the actual palette is nice packaging. It's a nice sturdy plastic packaging with a pretty purple design on the cover here. And then inside the palette there is a mirror, and Tarte failed me and they included the plastic sheet in this one, which I just wish that they would print the names in the palette because these are so annoying to me. But anyways, this is the little sheet. I'm probably gonna have fun reading them off to you guys. I need to prop it up. So I did go ahead and do a demo with this palette as well, which will be towards the end of the video if you are interested in that. I have the blush on, and then I used 2 of the shiny shadows on my lid, and then I used 3 or 4 of the matte shades from the crease and higher, because I really wanted to test out the matte shades. I have been hit or miss with Tarte matte eyeshadows being patchy and quite inconsistent for me. So I thought that would be the best way to give you guys a good opinion on it. And I had to blend and blend and blend and blend the matte shadows, and try to build and blend and build and blend, and I still am not happy with the blend through here. On this side is more patchy than this side, which it's a little frustrating considering how much I did build and blend the shadows that didn't buff out. Like, when I use something, I always compare, like, my favorite matte eyeshadows ever are the Art ones. You know, they almost put themselves on for being matte eyeshadows, and these ones required quite a bit of work. This light shade right here was really like a kick up of product when I put my brush in there. However, everything is nicely pigmented, and the shimmer shades were really, really beautiful. They blended really nice. The blush is quite pigmented. Like, I just needed a little dab of it for my cheeks, and that was all. So I'm happy with the shimmer shades, and I'm happy with the blush. I'm not that happy with the mattes. I did use a different eyeshadow base, which I've been using for a couple days now, and I've really been enjoying it. And then I was thinking, well, maybe that had something to do with it, but I haven't had any problems with some of my other favorite eyeshadows in that base. The way these blended really reminded me of some of the shades like from the Tarte Mattenificent, which I know a lot of people really love that palette, but that palette was really hit or miss for me. Like, depending on what shades I used, I got more patchiness out of those mattes than I did a really pretty blend. But anyways, that's kind of how I feel about this whole situation right here. Inside of this palette there are 6 matte eyeshadows, and then, you know, these 2, I think they're kind of down there. They look kind of like they're liner type shades. However, I didn't use them as liners. I used this purple shade as an eyeshadow. So there's 6 matte eyeshadows and 3 shimmers, and then the blush is a matte. So let me get up close here and swatch these for you guys. So here is the palette up close right here. So here is your matte blush, which is called Unearthed. This shade down here is called Crystal Spark, and then you have got Full Moon, Charged Up, Dark Drive, Stone Unturned, Up to Slate, Misty Mauve, and then you have got, what's this one called? Power Plum and Lunar Eclipse right there. So these 2 are matte, these 2 are matte, and then these guys are matte right here. And then the blush is matte. These 2 here are shimmers, and then this guy down here is a shimmer, which I really do like the shimmer shades for sure. So you can see how much product was kicked up around this guy right here. Swatch these guys. So you can see the pigmentation is there. I just had some trouble blending with them. Right there, so you can kind of see there, but and we'll do this guy. The shadows are really soft, I will say that much. These 2 feel a little bit drier, these 2 bottom ones. but still quite pigmented. Right there. And then this shade over here, and the blush. And then just for reference, I did want to show you guys, this is the Rainforest After Dark palette over here, next to the Energy Noir palette. Just so if you guys want to, like, you know, pause it and compare some of the colors there. There's maybe 3 or so shades I feel that are similar in the Rainforest to this one, but I don't feel like anything is an exact dupe. And then I'm going to grab the Mattenificent palette and show you guys that one next to it as well. So here it is next to the Mattenificent palette. So over here's the Mattenificent, and then here's the Energy Noir for comparison purposes for you guys. And I do feel like the mattes in the Energy Noir palette perform much like the mattes in the Mattenificent palette. So if you did have really good luck with the Mattenificent palette, you'll probably really like the mattes in the Energy Noir palette as well. I personally have a little bit more difficulty with that particular formula of matte shadows from Tarte. So I hope you guys found that helpful. Now, if you are interested in seeing a demo of those products, I may skip a little bit of the blending on the lids because it's like tedious and you guys are going to be like, but just know I did do a lot of packing and blending and packing and blending to try to get this to look seamless through the crease. So anyway, if you're interested in the demo, we'll go ahead and get into it right now. I'm going to go into the blush shade, which is called Unearthed on a Hakuhodo. This is one of the new Sephora Pro and Hakuhodo collab brushes. It's like the blush brush, which this is the first time I'm using it. And it's probably a little bit too dense for it because I think this blush might be quite pigmented, but we're just going to roll with it. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this. Yeah. Really buff it in. Because that blush is pretty pigmented. A real natural type of a color too. That was all I needed. I prime my lids from the lash line to up underneath the brow with the NYX eyeshadow base, and this is the matte white ESB01. They make these in flesh tone and also a white shimmery one, but the #1 ingredient in this is castor seed oil, so it's been giving my shadows a little bit more vibrancy as opposed to like that darker concealer I was using, which I still love, but it hasn't been drying out my lids, so I've been really enjoying this base. I know I look crazy, but on a Goss number 18 brush, which is just a flat shader, I'm going to go into the shade Charged Up, which is this one right here, and I'm going to pack that on the middle of the lid, the majority of the middle of the lid. I'm going to use the same brush on its side and pick up this shade right here, which is called Crystal Spark. And I'm going to put that on the inner portion. And then turn my brush sideways and blend it into that other shade. From here on out, I'm going to use all matte shades because I'm kind of hit or miss with Tarte matte eyeshadows being patchy and blendable for me. So this should give me a good idea. I'm going to go into the shade Power Plum right here. On a GSN 9 brush, I'm going to pick up that guy and tap my brush off. And I'm going to go into this outer corner here. And kind of just V it upwards and out. Couple tiny flecks of fallout, nothing bad at all. Then on a GSN 7 brush, I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is like a matte cream color. It's called Full Moon. And I'm going to pack this underneath the brow. This one is kicking up a ton of powder or product. If I'm going to go patchy, this is where it's going to happen. I'm going to go into the shade right here, Misty Mauve, which is a matte as well. This is on a Hakuhodo J5533 brush. It's flat on top. And I'm going to start blending out that crease color and fade it up into the upper portion. I'm just going to take the GSN 7. I'm not going to pick up any more product, but I'm going to blend these edges out a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and finish up those eyes, and I'll be right back to put on some lips for you guys. For the lips, I've got Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat in the shade Pillow Talk. I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with this guy. It's my fave. Then I'm going to fill them in with this Tarte Lip Surgeon's Lip Cream in the shade Rare. I just found it in my little collection of chubby sticks over there. Thought I'd keep it within the Tarte realm, but I'm just going to go ahead and fill these in. It's a little bit darker than I thought it was going to be, but... So there is the overall finished look using the Tarte Energy Noir Fall 2015 palette. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.